Hānai'Ai, Martin Steele.
Hi, I'm Haley and
I'm Matt.
we're at Ahiki Acres. We farm half an acre of vegetables, about 20 different varieties, and sell them at the Kailua Town Farmers Market as well as to around 10 local restaurants. We started 3 years ago as graduates of the Go Farm Hawaii program in Waimanalo, and we are just about finishing our third year at the Waimanalo Research Station.
So since the beginning, we've had a focus on soil health. We've done that by minimizing tilling practices and using a lot of organic matter in the soil. And one of the things that we do out here is make microbiology focused compost. We use that to make teas and we inject them into the field. We find that by doing so and basically really building our soil health, that our plants become significantly healthier. They fight off pests on their own. Pests seem to be less attracted to them. Diseases are minimized. That really makes it so that we can use a very minimum amount of organic pesticides. All of our stuff is processed and managed using organic practices. So we got started out here just before the pandemic, and when we were trying to establish our techniques and the way that we wanted to run the business, that's when the pandemic happened, and it forced us to change the way that we do things. Fortunately, we hadn't really established practices that were standard at that point, and by not having that tying us down, we were able to pivot and make changes based on what the new demands of the market were. And throughout the pandemic, things changed over and over and over, and because we grew accustomed to that lifestyle on the farm, it made it very easy for us to continue changing, and I feel like that's been one of our strongest features basically going along, because anytime we need to, we'll figure out what we got to do and make that change. So if I were to make recommendations to a new farmer, it would be to remain flexible, and you always need to be researching the knowledge base of agriculture in general and things that we can basically do on this scale. It's always changing. Yeah, there's always new information, and you need to be willing to experiment and figure out what's going to work best for you and what's going to work best for your crops.
I love growing beets, all the different types of beets, because they're pretty easy for us to grow, and I also love eating them.
So I love growing tomatoes. I do not like the taste of tomatoes, but for some reason it's a crop that's like fascinating to grow. There's so many varieties, and people who love tomatoes really love them, so it's very satisfying to grow a nice tomato and have people just ecstatic over, oh, this is the best thing I know. I mean, we actually have a lot of tools that have been extremely essential. Probably one of my favorite tools is incredibly simple, but it's our wheel hoe. We've had a major focus on trying to manage like invasive weeds, because productivity goes way down when you're having to do everything around weeds. If you want to harvest a salad bed of loose leaf lettuce and you've got weeds inside of there, the harvest is more of a problem, processing is more of a problem, and everything just takes more time. And so that gives us the ability to basically cultivate large areas in a fast amount of time.
I was gonna say the wheel hoe too.
Yeah.
Or we use a tilther, especially with our clay soil. It really helps prep our bed so that we can direct seed easily into the soil. However, as we're thinking about scaling up, we're thinking about moving to using a harrow attachment to the BCS. But the tilther is really nice, I think, for small scale farmers, because it's like a lot easier to like get out and use. You just use a power drill. You don't have to,
and very affordable.
Oh, it's, yeah, more affordable than a
The
walk-behind
DCI,
tractor.
yeah.